How is everybody doing tonight? This is the Moose Trader back here tonight. Tonight we're just gonna go back with some charts for the week again. Probably just mainly looking at the same stuff, and I'm just gonna kind of chart live here with you guys. I had a much better day today. I ended up making about I think 25 points today. Saw the market a lot clearer. Was actually using my footprint to my advantage today, so that was very very successful. Ugh, that was disgusting. So kind of going throughout today, though, I mean, overall, again, I'm gonna be flipping back and forth here. Overall, on a higher time frame, we've been downtrending here, but we've been kind of testing into larger demand down here, which is what I have had marked out here. That's my 4 range, which I have had a lot of levels here on the right side marked out. So if you're going to the side, I'm looking for price to kind of go into these zones right here, retest areas that have been untested. Specifically, you see here, this has been untested down here. So if I expect if we go down to 3930, we'll have a pretty strong rejection. Similarly, I can't even speak. Similar, I'm expecting that if we come down to the bottom range here, there could be a pretty strong rejection. So they're pretty wide zones, which I'm not super happy about. Or I should say confident in, but we will get better as it goes. Could probably make this zone a lot smaller, to be honest. Here, something like this. Originally tested into here, bounce. Looks like we came up to here, then bounced through the rest of the day. I don't think I'll take a trade. My rule is not to take trades tonight, but we are looking like we're setting up for somewhat of a short. Again, don't know if it'll actually happen or not. I'm just trying to clear up some stuff. Looks like we ripped through this zone. This is an untested area right here. So here's kind of untested zone. I think all these zones are pretty valid. The reason I say this is untested is because we kind of ripped through it very quickly. Looks like we came up here, sold off, which would have been a great trade to take. And even right here. So I expect if we kind of break up through here, there'll be some sellers right here that you could possibly take a short on. But we'll see. Again, just looking at through the day, we really were started off on the open, kind of chopping around in this range. I think I ended up getting long in the morning. Yeah, I ended up getting long pretty early on. The overnight move was up. We came down. There was some demand where we made us move up. And we opened up right here, and I ended up getting long up here. Then I ended up kind of getting chopped around here. I think I ended up try to take a long here, and missed out. I got stopped here. But a couple other times, once we broke up here, then again, this is kind of an area of demand again that we saw. Broke structure here, came back, tested, actually broke structure again, came back and tested, and actually moved higher. Around 9 a.m. is when we actually had news come out, so I think this is the reason why I was kind of long biased on some of these moves. But I don't really think that the reason why we sold off specifically was because of that news. I do think it's more of the Chinese fear and the stuff that's going on over there, which I'll kind of get into a little bit. Again, we're looking at for supply and demand. We're looking for areas where prices come in and trying to take trades in and out of these zones. Again, sometimes I do cheat myself and, don't wait. And that's where I kind of have my worst trades when they're not high probability or, if I'm too early on them sometimes. But we've been successful. We're very, very scalpish type. And that's the way that I've, personally like to trade, is that I just don't want to be in trades long, and I want to get in and out as quick as I can. Again, we're using this chart here in the top left, this footprint, to really show us where the market has been and where the market will go. For example, here, although we are in this area where we're rejecting, kind of looking back at it, let's see, 368. So this area here, to go back a little bit. The reason why I like this is because it will show you, see, price last time we were up here, there's a lot of selling and a lot of passive selling coming in here, and very, very aggressive downwards delta. So again, once we've come back up here, I kind of expect some sort of sellers to come in here. But again, I like my trades to go very, very quickly and get in and out as quick as I possibly can. That's why, when I see something like this, like a pop up and a pop down, the zones, that's when I kind of go into and look to the left side and look at my footprint. Again, like this is a pretty strong move. Again, very, very large delta to the downside, so I could expect it to decrease and keep moving down. But at the same time, we have a bunch of passive orders kind of stuck here as well too. We've had some sellers, but not a lot of sellers. And here we had a lot of sellers that got rejected. So I'm just really not interested in it. Kind of got our charts marked up for tomorrow. Again, just I think I might start waiting, 10 minutes after open to start placing trades. Maybe, log in right when the market opens and then seeing what's happening. I don't know. My 10 range. I need to be in a 12 range. I don't know. Sorry, just kind of thinking out loud to myself. Anyways, kind of kicking out to the trading view. Like I said, we're in a downtrend. I wouldn't be surprised if we, bounced here, maybe rallied back up to 4,000 ish or right below 4,000, even came back down. I think I've already showed this before, but we are just in a downtrend currently. I'll hide this real quick. I'll explain what I did there. We're still in a downtrend. I mean, I get people are bullish and things are happening, but we are in a downtrend, in my opinion. There's no reason to be long or to be buying your equities until we actually get out and do some sort of retest. That's when I'll be kind of loading the bag. The only thing that actually I think looks good is the Dow Jones. I don't even know what the ticker symbol is for Dow. What it's called, DJ30, yeah, sure. So Dow Jones is actually what you consider value is actually the only one that's actually broken out. So whatever, 3 touches, and it's actually broken out. So this is the only one that's actually quote unquote bullish. Again, I'm not buying it. I personally look at this S&P 500 because the Dow Jones is only 30 stocks. This is a larger representation of what is going on in the economy, in my opinion. Anyways, going back, we're looking at an hourly chart. Again, it looks pretty messy, but one thing is that we have a bunch of unfinished business in here. And what I mean by that is that it's a bunch of, I don't know, orders, buyers, whatever, leftover things happening in here that need to be tested. And so the reason I drew this demand is because you kind of look right here. We had this push up, a down candle, and it kind of restarted back up. I shouldn't say kind of, but it did. And we can see that it dipped back down perfectly in the zone and continued its trend back up. Not saying that this is going to happen again, but I do expect some sort of buyers. And the reason I drew this yellow line is because I don't really use fibs, but when I do use fibs, they seem to work pretty well. But draw this Fibonacci tracement. This 50% kind of lines up right around this 3,900 mark. One kind of a psych level, but I would assume that we'd catch some sort of bid, or even catch a bid between 893 and 900, basically. What else I'm looking at again is I've been looking at oil a lot more. I don't trade oil, but looking at oil just for the fact that it's something that moves pretty aggressively. It has been moving pretty aggressively. We don't go weekly. So that's not oil's up here. Yucky. Again, once oil is above 90, it's wartime, in my opinion. War or really, really, really bad recessions. I shouldn't say really bad recessions, but just not good times. Anyways, again, kind of had some small rally, but I would like to see oil. I mean, we could even say, it's right. We could even widen this demand zone, and we might even bounce out of this demand zone. It's in a pretty good spot right now. I mean, I would be fine with loading up some oil or some of your oil stock positions as well too. So I kind of have this theory, not really a theory, I've kind of heard this before, but it's talking about the Japanese yen futures. And I might have mentioned this in my previous video, but I'm watching Japanese yen as almost the US dollar. When things go bad in the economy, things go bad around the world, you want to go into the safest asset. And the safest asset is technically the US dollar, in theory. Some could argue other things, but the US dollar is the safest. So things have been going bad, and so the US dollar has risen because more people are moving money into cash, which is, you can see COVID, we had a kind of a rise here as well. And then the 2016 Russia kind of scare happened there. Go back to 2008 right here. So all runs in cycles and stuff. Anyways, but the Japanese yen is really taking a beating. But what I'm really looking for right now is that, what if the China situation that is occurring right now gets really bad? Money will flow into the US dollar, but I think it will also flow into the Japanese yen, and somewhere around this area will be kind of the point in telling me that. I don't really have any other charts. One that I was kind of looking at a while back was this triple leverage. And you can see right, it's drawing it out, but it's pretty degenerate. But it's a triple leverage defense position. It has some gaps to fill in the chart. But if we were going to war, I mean, I expect this thing just to absolutely skyrocket. So yeah, that's all I have tonight. Good luck trading tomorrow if you guys do trade. I will be, of course, trying to trade, scalping, and doing whatever. I think we have CPI tomorrow, so good luck and expect a lot of moves, and don't get faked out. All right, peace.